A very good morning to my dear children. Today, in our online class, we shall continue with lesson number 3. Today, we shall be doing branches of commerce. Commercial activities may be classified into two broad categories, trade and aids to trade. Aids to trade means anything which helps to trade. But what is trade? Trade is the process of purchasing of goods with the object of selling them at a profit. So, trade simply means purchase and sale of goods. Goods are purchased and sold for money or money's worth. Money's worth is anything which can be converted into cash. For example, gold, bills of exchange, treasury bills, hundis, etc. The person who is involved in trade, that is, the person who undertakes trade, is called trader, and he serves as a link between the producer and the consumer. How does he serve as a link between the producer and the consumer? Because he helps in directing the flow of goods to the most profitable market. So, trader is responsible for directing the flow or transfer of goods from producer to the ultimate consumer. Trader also brings about equitable distribution of goods. Therefore, trade is the nucleus means center of other commercial activities. And other commercial activities are transport, insurance, warehousing, banking, advertising, etc. What is the basic objective of trade? The basic objective of trade is to make goods and services available to those who need them and are able and willing to pay for them. Trade is basically divided into two: home trade and foreign trade. Home trade is further divided into wholesale trade and retail trade. And foreign trade is divided into import, export, and intraport. What is home trade? When goods are bought and sold within the geographical boundaries of one country. For example, goods purchased within India and is sold within India is called home trade. For example, A bought goods from Delhi and sold those same goods in Bombay. That is called home trade. Payment in this type of trade are made in the currency of the country. Home trade is also called domestic trade and or internal trade. Second type of trade is wholesale trade. Traders engaged in wholesale trade are called wholesaler. And what does wholesaler do? He buys goods in bulk from the producer and sells it to either dealers or to the industrial users. Therefore, he is a connecting link between producers and dealers. Wholesaler specializes in limited variety of goods, and he keeps a large stock of goods which he generally sells on credit. Credit means payment can be made in future. Therefore, wholesaler requires a huge amount of capital. First, because he buys goods on cash, and secondly, he sells good on credit. Next is retail trade. Traders engaged in retail trade are called retailers. Retailers are link between wholesaler and producers because they buy goods from wholesalers and sell it to consumers. Unlike wholesaler, retailer buys and sells goods in small quantity. He keeps a wide variety of goods and has a close personal contact with the consumers. Next type of trade is foreign trade. Foreign trade means buying of goods from one or more than one countries. Therefore, it provides wide market for the distribution of product. It enables a country to concentrate on the production of those goods for which it is best suited. Or every country can obtain the articles which it cannot profitably produce at home. It is also called external trade or international trade. Foreign trade is of three types. First, export trade, where goods are sold to foreign countries. Second, import trade, where goods are purchased from foreign countries. And lastly, intra-import trade, where goods are purchased from one country in order to sell it to some other country. For example, India purchased goods from England and sold it to France. So this type of trade is called intra-import. Thank you.